The recording has started. So once again, welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our today's speaker, Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhuji is going to enlighten us by walking us through Srimad Bhagavatam 4.12.39 onward. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today as that was pronounced.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. And thank you again for your valuable time and association this morning. I would like to hand over the call to you now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So I will start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Srunvatam Swakataha Krishnaha Punyasravana Kirtanaha Hrudayantastahi Abhadrani Vidinoti Suhritsutam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaye Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. So today we are going to discuss 4th canto, 12th chapter, 39th verse onwards until 41. So I will read the verses and the purports. Gambhira Vegaha Animisham Jyotisham Chakram Ahitam Yasmin Brahmati Kauravya Medjam Iva Gavam Ganaha. Gambhira Vegah, with great force and speed, Animisham, unceasingly, Jyotisham, of luminaries, Chakram, spear, Ahitam, connected, Yasmin, around which Brahmati encircles, Kauravya, O Vidura, Madhyam, a central pole, Iva, as Gavam, of bulls, Gana, a herd. Saint Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, descendants of Kuru, as a herd of bulls circumambulate a central pole on their right side, all the luminaries within the universal sky unceasingly circumambulate the abode of Dhruva Maharaj with great force and speed. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Each and every planet within the universe travels at a very high speed. From a statement in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is understood that even the sun travels 16,000 miles in a second, and from Brahma Samhita we understand from the sloka Ek Chakshur Esha Savita Sakala Grahanam that the sun is considerable to be the eye of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, and it also has a specific orbit within which it circles. Similarly, all the planets have their specific orbits, but together all form encircle the pole star or Dhruvaloka, where Dhruva Maharaj is situated at the summit of the three worlds. We can only imagine how highly exalted the actual position of devotee is, and certainly we cannot even conceive how exalted is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the next verse, Mahimanam Vilokyasya Narado Bhagavan Rishihi Atojyam Vitudan Slokan Satre Gayatpa Chetasam. 40th verse, Mahimanam, glories Vilokya, observing Asya of Dhruva Maharaj, Narada the great says, Narada, Bhagavan, equally as exalted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishi, the saint, Atojam, the stringed instrument, Veena, Vitudan, playing on Slokan verses, Satre, in the sacrificial arena, Agayat, chanted Prachetasam of the Prachetyas. Translation: after observing the glories of Dhruva Maharaj, says Narada, playing his veena, went to the sacrificial arena of the Prachetyas and very happily chanted the following 3 verses. Purport: the great, says Narada, was the spiritual master of Dhruva Maharaj. Certainly, he was very glad to see Dhruva's glories. As a father is very happy to see son's advancements in every respect, so the spiritual master is very happy to observe the ascendancy of his disciple. Text 41. Narada Uvacha. Nunam sunite pati devataya स्तप्तः प्रभावस्य सुतस्य तां गतिं दृष्ट्या अभ्युपायान् अपि वेदवादिनः एव अधिगस्तुं न प्रभवन्ति किं नृपा. The great says, Narada said, simply by the influence of his spiritual advancements and powerful austerity, Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Suniti, who was devoted to her husband, acquired an exalted position not possible to attain even for the so-called Vedantists or strict followers of the Vedic principles, not to speak of ordinary human beings. Purport: in this verse, word Veda Vadina is very significant. Generally, a person who strictly follows the Vedic principles is called Vedavadi. There are also so-called Vedantists who advertise themselves as followers of Vedanta philosophy but who misinterpret Vedanta. The expression Veda Vadarata is also found in Bhagavad Gita, referring to persons who are attached to the Vedas without understanding the purport of Vedas. Such persons may go on talking about Vedas or may execute austerities in their own way, but it is not possible for them to attain such an exalted position as Dhruva Maharaj. As far as ordinary kings are concerned, it is not at all possible. The specific mention of king is significant because formerly kings were also Rajarshis. For the kings were as good as great sages. Dhruva Maharaj was a king and at the same time he was a learned as a great sage. But without devotional service, neither a king, Kshatriya nor a Brahmana strictly adhering to the Vedic principles can be elevated to the exalted position attained by Dhruva Maharaj. So we'll do some prayers today and Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalaakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvaitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Lalita Sri Vishakanvaitam Cha. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिचारुस्वामीति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादः प्राचार्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Today we are going to talk about the glories of devotees. That is the theme of this today's discussion. What are the glories of the devotees? So we'll go over about that aspect today. But to be having a little bit background, now from 36th verse to 40th verse in the 4th chapter, 4th canto, 12th chapter, it's glories of Dhruva Maharaj. And today what was described is the entire zodiac belt is circumambulating Dhruvaloka with great speed, such as heads of bulls circumambulate a central pole. So the story is when Dhruva Maharaj went to the forest, his only wish is to sit on mother's lap. That's pretty much it. But he has he performed severe austerities, and finally he able to see Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. And at that time he didn't ask much of the boons, but the Lord is supremely compassionate. And when Dhruva, after living for a long time very successfully on planet Earth, when he went back to the spiritual world, he saw the arrangements made by the Supreme Lord. So he never realized how merciful the Supreme Personality of Godhead, where we all know that Sun is the center of the planetary system, and around the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, all these planets rotate around the Sun. But if you see the situation, actually Sun in the purport, Srila Prabhupada clearly mentioned, Sun is rotating or circumambulating, not only Sun, three worlds are circumambulating the Dhruvaloka. So that is the exalted position of Dhruvaloka. So it is not only Dhruvaloka but a devotee. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita it is very famously said, Naha vikramo nasosti pratyavayo vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. So just like if we do tiny bit of devotional service, it will never be wasted. It will be never be wasted. So yesterday we all performed, Gaura Purnima, and I was hearing a story in Vedas. There was a bird that went through the temple. Because the bird was flying so quickly, what happened is, because of the beat of the wings of the bird, the dust on the floor of the temple, it's like little bit cleared. So the bird got a pious credit that cleaning the temple. God is such a compassionate personality that in Kali Yuga people don't do, first of all, people don't know what is bhakti, and what they, first of all, who am I? What is, who is God? What is the connection of the God? Why we have to do devotional service? No idea. 99.9% of the population in Kali Yuga. This is all like so much moda bhakti. But God is so compassionate. See the bird just by flying into the temple, and the dust little bit cleared, and immediately the pious credit was deposited in the bird's account that, oh, this bird cleaned the temple. And in the next life, that bird take the life of a cat. And because of the pious credit, the cat was born in devotee's family. That actually, that devotee is Lord Shiva's devotee, and he used to put the Rudraksha mala around the cat, and he used to the cat used to go with him to the to pray. So in that way, even a tiny bit of devotional service we do, knowingly or unknowingly, it will never be wasted. In the same way, what else we can describe the glories of Dhruva Maharaj, where Dhruva, Lord Dhruva, is 6 months severe penances, severe austerity we saw for 6 months. So finally, that is the glorious position of devotee. And in the next verses, more information is coming. So, in the 40th verse, Narada Mahamuni, who is Narada Mahamuni? The spiritual master of Dhruva Maharaj. He is glorifying Dhruva at the sacrifice of Prachetyas. So, I think someone's audio is not muted. So Narada is singing. So when a devotee is extremely happy, I mean extremely advanced, and the happiness of spiritual master is unparalleled. See how much happy the spiritual master is. And he is dancing, singing, seeing the success of Dhruva Maharaj. So, being a spiritual master, everyone, their only goal is how to bring this spiritual soul to the footsteps of Radha Krishna, and to the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. Then the spiritual master will be very, very, very happy. And in the 41st verse, now Narada Muni started glorifying Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj attained a position that is unattainable. It is not attainable by everyone, and in specifically, it is not possible to attain this just by doing yoga, or just by doing some kind of strict following Vedas. Vedescha sarvam ahameva vedya. What is the essence of Vedas? Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita that I am the essence. People lose the track and they follow so many other deviations, paths, and forget about Krishna completely, and they don't know about Krishna. So Vedas are clearly saying that the complete conclusion of any Vedic performance is Lord Krishna. So here, what are the two big reasons why Dhruva Maharaj was successful? Number one, Dhruva performed great austerities. Number two, he followed the orders of spiritual master. And also the very interesting words were used. This is not possible by ordinary kings. what is an ordinary king? In old days, during the realm of Dhruva Maharaj, that ordinary king, usually kings are Rajarshis. Raja, king, Rishi, the saint, both combined together. That was the position of these exalted kings. But with time, it started declining. It started declining eventually. So what we are thinking, Narada Mahamuni is glorifying is Dhruva is not an ordinary king. He is Rajarshi and he saw the Lord face to face. And in the next verses, he continue discussing that, Dhruva conquered the unconquerable Lord. At a very young age, imagine, we have been reading Dhruva's pastimes. Dhruva was 5 to 6 years old, and in the duration of 6 months, he conquered the unconquerable Lord. Imagine the glories, just 6 months, and just at the age of 5 to 6. And Narada Mahamunis keep glorifying the glories of devotees. So yesterday I am listening to Srila Prabhupada's lecture, and Srila Prabhupada was talking about Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada, he mentioned this very wonderful, verse or wonderful lecture where he is saying it's better to hear about Pandavas than Krishna. That is a very bold statement. He said, hearing about Krishna is good, but hearing the glories of devotees even better. Why? Krishna, he loves, his kingdom and everything. He loves his devotees even more. Even more. So that's why whenever we hear the pastimes of devotees of Krishna, like Prahlada Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, our own dear Srila Prabhupada. So why we relish this nectar so much? Because Krishna, just like he imparted his holy names, the power in his holy names, the glories of Krishna's devotees, he put that power in that. So it was mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, and it was mentioned here in Srimad Bhagavatam. So the falastuti here, just by hearing this, what happens? Just by hearing the glories of Dhruva Maharaj, the devotees, what happens? Wealth, fame, heaven, Dhruvaloka, and see, pure bhakti. Just by hearing to glories of devotees, you get pure bhakti. Greatness, good qualities, power and respect, and all sins and miseries will be diminished. Just by hearing the glories of the devotees, this is the benefit. So I will repeat, this is very important. Falastuti, they say falastuti, hearing the glories of devotees, what will happen? Wealth, fame, longevity, heaven, Dhruvaloka, and most importantly, the seed of pure bhakti. Pure bhakti. Greatness, good qualities, power and respect. All sins and miseries will be diminished. Whatever sins we have, everything will be diminished. And how to recite this story? So how to hear? How to chant? How to hear? Very simple, one word, 2 words. How to hear Krishna's pastimes, how to chant, two very simple ways. One is with complete attention and care. We want to advance our chanting, very simple, complete attention. How to hear Srimad Bhagavatam? Complete attention and care. and it should be heard by the exalted devotees like Sukadeva Goswami are self realized souls. Then people have more power. And also, the speaker should never take remuneration for giving, glorifying Lord, never take remuneration. And he should be completely surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, the speaker, and also the audience should be favorable audience. So the speaker should be, speaker should be exalted, audience should be exalted, just like Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit, Krishna and Arjuna. Then the real transfer of knowledge will happen. So when to hear this Falastuti? In the morning, in the evening, during the full moon, during Dwadasi, Shravana month, and there are other months also, or on Sunday. Just by reciting these glories of the Lord, what will happen? Both the reciter and the audience will become perfect. So those who ever hear famous Dhruva story, who as a child, their devotional service gets much and much better. So that is the glory of the devotee, the glories of Dhruva Maharaj. So always I also want to touch upon a little bit about we always use the word love, right? What is the definition of love? How we can impress Lord Gauranga and Nityananda? How we can impress Krishna? How we can impress our spiritual master? The answer is very one simple thing. Krishna and in Bhagavad Gita he said, the best way you can impress me is by sharing this knowledge to the nook and corner of all over the world, right? The more you share, I was reading about this story. The devotee's name is Ganasyam. You all know the story maybe, but in 1970s he never met Srila Prabhupada. But this young devotee, he is very enthusiastic, energetic. He was delivering books in nook and corner in America. He's in the Sankirtan party, and his main goal is to put Srila Prabhupada's a full set of books in the universities, right? In the universities. He is doing such a great job. He never met Srila Prabhupada. He never, but what he is doing is, he is doing what Srila Prabhupada wants. So every month Prabhupada gets this copy of Sankirtan party results. How many books are distributed in America? How many books are distributed in UK? Always this devotee is always at the top, very close, always on the top 3 of the list. And Prabhupada is very impressed by this devotee. And after many years, Prabhupada and this devotee met. This devotee is none other than Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. And like when they met, the tears were flowing. So love means what the other person wants. It's not what you think you are doing. So in the same way, Krishna in 18 chapter 66th verse is telling this beautiful Sarvadharma Parityajya. After that, he is saying to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you can do so many things, but the topmost devotee, whom I love the most, is that person who share this transcendental knowledge to other person, that is the topmost service, and that person I love the most, period. It's not about how many big temples, how much money we donated, how much land we donated to Krishna, how much big things you do. No, Krishna all wants this transcendental knowledge to be donated to the other devotees. Okay, other devotees under nook and corner, because 99.9% of the people in this world is suffering. Yesterday we celebrated Gaura Purnima. How wonderful the festival was. I was saw a couple of the clips. So we are getting this transcendental nectar. Not one day, like in India they celebrate festivals on one day, but we get this nectar every morning, every afternoon, every evening, in the form of holy name, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is none other than Krishna. Krishne Swadame Upagate. When Krishna left to his planet, Srimad Bhagavatam has risen like a sun. Kalau nashta drushamesha. So in Kali Yuga, everywhere there is darkness, and Srimad Bhagavatam has risen like the sun. So that is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. The reason I am saying all this is, we created this YouTube channel, Serving the Lotus Feet of Srila Prabhupada, and we are doing an international project about how to spread, because how we can convince more people is by doing scientific preaching. Srila Prabhupada really liked scientific preaching, and the scientists and the very educated people joining into this movement, and share this knowledge to the scientific communities. And he also said, if a very one educated person joins this movement, it is equal to like hundreds of ordinary people, the impact we can create. So still Krishna consciousness is reachable only, only 0.01% of the world population is following Krishna consciousness. So we are doing Bhaktivedanta medical retreats, and in one of the retreat, His Holiness, His Grace Gauranga Prabhu from Mumbai, I started collaborating and started an international project. So what we are planning to do is to share the success of this movement that we able to achieve for last, we can say, 50 years. For example, I will share this to all of you. The survey is like 90 questions. It composed of, okay, before coming to Krishna consciousness, how much happy you are, and after coming to Krishna consciousness, how much happy you are now. Before coming to Krishna, for example, as a doctor, it's always challenging, right? My patients are like smoking cigarettes, and I tell them, and they never quit. But I saw people who come to Krishna consciousness and they quit like in 20 days. But this study was never done in the past. So if we show the world the power of this movement just by coming in contact with the holy name Bhagavad Gita, all the lower taste will be gone and stay high forever. So this is a great project. Initially we thought of doing only in Mumbai, but what happened is devotees started sharing all over the world. So I humbly request, at the end of this class I will share that survey and the details. I humbly request you fill this survey nicely, take 10 minutes of your time and share with people whom you know to all over the world. UK, Australia. But I prefer these people whom you share will be kind of like sincere devotees, means they don't need to be initiated. They should be 18 years or more. We cannot collect data below 18 years. And they should be sincere. No need of initiation. Of course, we are sending this to Maharajas, second initiation, first initiation, all that. So if you can help this, we can publish in international journals, and we can go to an international conference and talk about Krishna consciousness, how it is being benefited to not only small group. For example, Narendra Modi opened, this world biggest Bhagavad Gita in New Delhi. How glorious the meeting was. And yesterday I was seeing, Jayapataka, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj went to the Rajnikants. So we take every opportunity. Our goal is to spread this message. It is not, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, this is all theory. Right? The practical application is how, in our capacity, we can share this knowledge. Why Srila Prabhupada at age 70, with 2 heart attacks, leaving wife, children, grandchildren, has to come to America? Think about that. Why he has to do all this sacrifice? Single point agenda. The whole world is suffering terribly. How to prevent this suffering? That is the single point agenda. That's why Srila Prabhupada did what's supposed to be done. So always should be our mood. In our capacity, how can we spread this? The more you try to spread the holy name, Krishna consciousness, and Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the more Krishna will be happy, Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be happy. His Sankirtan movement should be spread to every town and village. So Prabhupada spread it to all major cities and all continents, and he left the rest to us, so that we will get a tiny drop of nectar. So Glories of Devotees, Srila Prabhupada's life story, it's unbelievable. I will tell one more small story and this class, and let's start the discussion. So Srila Prabhupada, when the Sankirtan movement, always it starts from America and it spreads all over the world. So what happened is, now because of the success of Sankirtan movement in America, it spread to Europe and eventually to India. Now devotees in India are fired up, and they wanted to spread this glories of Krishna everywhere by spreading Srimad Bhagavatam, putting Bhagavatam in the libraries and elsewhere. So devotees went to the remote part of Jammu and Kashmir, where there is no proper roads, and they went to a Muslim university, and they want to put this Bhagavatam there. It happened in 1975, in that ballpark, 73 to 75. And when they went there and spoke with the librarian at this remote place, I think that place name is some Anantanagar or something. So the librarian said, actually, a old man came 9 years back. We already have books of Bhagavatam. Devotees were shocked. Who is this old man? And on the way back, they are coming back to Vrindavan. On the way back, they stopped in Srinagar. Srinagar is the capital of Jammu and Kashmir, where they tried to put the another set in in the Srinagar library. Bhagavatam. And the librarian also said, "Oh, the old man gave and give these books." So they don't know who this old man was. And when they are giving this, they used to send the monthly report to Srila Prabhupada. At that time, Srila Prabhupada used to be like at that time in India. They came back and gave the report to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada said, they said, "Oh, we went all the way up to 4,000 height, the elevation. If you go up like Grand Canyon, there is an elevation of this path." He said, "Oh, we went to 4,000 meters high to give books." And Srila Prabhupada said, "Actually, you didn't go 4,000 meters height. It's actually 14,000 meters height." So that old person is none other than Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada personally went to Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, before coming to America. He personally went, imagine, in that age. He took that such a struggle to went there and give these books in remote part of Jammu and Kashmir. So that is the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Without him, we don't get this transcendental nectar. In material world, everybody is struggling with so many things, right? Adhyatmika, no matter whom we are, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. We can't escape this. And birth, old age, disease, death, and the problems created by ourselves, our mind, like overeating, not doing exercise, alcohol, anxiety, depression. It is all mind's problem. And then after that, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika means our boss or our surroundings, our immigration problems, visa problems, money problems. And Adi Daivika, for example, in Nebraska this week actually, we got one of the worst flooding in last 40 to 50 years. Last 40 to 50 years. This is the biggest flooding, and I was talking yesterday, I was just contemplating. Nebraska is called the beef capital of the world. Karma is very powerful. I think, that's not acceptable. And see the result. One of the biggest flood, and almost only 1/4 or part of the whole state is not even 1/4, maybe 1/10, and rest of the state is badly affected. So that is Adi Daivika. So by sharing this knowledge as wide as possible, we can please Krishna. But thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And now we will start discussion. Any comments and questions? Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyav cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna. Or you can share, today the theme is Glories of Devotees. If you want to share, a glory of a devotee whom you like, that's really very inspiring. Especially His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, such a exalted devotee. We all strive for green cards here, and jobs here, citizenship here. He is coming from like a rich background, and in 1970s everybody is coming to America. He went to India. He took citizenship of India. He learned Bengali, and he shared Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam to Bengali, in Mayapur, and he used to give classes in Bengali. And Srila Prabhupada said you should initiate 50,000 people. In spite of this transplants and poor health, he is unstoppable. That is the spirit of a pure devotee. And whenever we saw His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, it's beyond words. That is action, not theory. It is action. And at one point he used to travel like 3 different countries in one single day. Morning one country, afternoon, like 2 different countries or 3 different countries. So while he was was healthy and all that. So he is very inspiring. And say, of course, Srila Prabhupada. I keep talking about Srila Prabhupada all the time. But please share your nectar about pure devotees. As hearing about devotees, as Krishna himself said and Srila Prabhupada said, is more nectar. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very, very beautiful class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Your realizations about the pure devotees and the survey you are talking about. It was very nice, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Very nice class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you were saying about the survey, and is it online or?
Yes, it is online, Mataji. I will share the link after finishing the class. It's in Google Forms. It's online. So, whoever, so Srila Prabhupada used to ask the earlier devotees, please do something big for Krishna. Please do something big for Krishna. This is, a big undertaking, and we need all devotees' mercy and prayers so that, we can create a very good material out of this. And also share, I'm sharing with people whom I know little bit, but share wide to the devotees, senior devotees, and everyone. And try to fill this survey, and even your local communities. Try to give it to, choose a cherry pick. It's not for everyone. It is at least people who are serious in Krishna consciousness. So yeah, it's online, Mataji, Google Forms. As soon as we finish this class, I will share that, and Vinaya Mataji also will share it. So yeah, and please give us feedback. I'm the one who created the whole thing. It took me like more than 2 years, but feedback to improve that. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, sure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for taking effort and creating that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. It's a very, very inspiring, Prabhu, your vision for doing something, especially who are educated people. It's, I think, very nice idea. I will like to try to share with my friends. Thank you so much for your services, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes.
Prabhuji, you were telling some of the memory also I can share the whatever the devotee are doing. I just remember to remember the one past time from Maharaj and the etc. Can I share, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, please.
First of all, I will share one last time. It is from the traveling monk from his in Maharaj. I think it is in Russia, but the place where Maharaj went is very, very remote place. People where they have own culture, and then they never come to the city. They have kind of culture. Actually, Russia, most of the people, they are very, very pious, and they have a kind of
faith in, I don't know, in Christianity or something, I don't know, but they have a faith. They were very faithful to God, but their culture was totally kind of, their community is kind of, they mingle their own community only, but, even though when Maharaj went there, he was some devotee called, I think one devotee called Maharaj, one Maharaj initiated his disciple wanted to bring Maharaj and preach to them. And these people are big body, the bodybuilder, they were not believing in any other faith and they had very, very strong faith. And they were looking like they are very, very big body. They were, anytime they could attack to Maharaj. Only one person was initiated devotee, and then their culture, from the, and they have no culture. Because from the childhood, 10, 11 years, they started smoking, doing all the things. Even though they have a faith in God, but they didn't have a culture. And Maharaj was speaking about Krishna consciousness. They were looking at Maharaj like anything. They were, oh, why he want to introduce something which is, we never know. We have one culture, we have one faith in so many our ancestors, and then they even wanted to beat Maharaj, wanted to go away from the place. But Maharaj took so humble position, and he touched their feet, the older person, who is the main person. I was there, and he was saying, I'm not trying to teach any new thing, but you can or see, whatever faith you have, you can do. But what we are teaching, that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we say, with just you can sing, and then I can some culture. Because your kids from the beginning, 11 years, they are taking cigarette, and then they are doing all these things. So why? This is not a culture. This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will help them to come out from this, and they can become really God consciousness. We don't need to worship even Krishna. And then Maharaj took such a humble position, and Maharaj was by Maharaj, that humility, that person melted like anything, and after he was become big follower of Maharaj, and then he himself helped Maharaj to preach in that place. Means it was something very, very extraordinary things about. This is, I really like the pastime, and also same time Maharaj, he was in, they were going to preach, and India, maybe Muslim or some kind of faith, I don't know. And then the Maharaj was preaching, Maharaj, and then they were all Muslim followers. And then Maharaj was telling to them, we are the Muslim person, Muslim from India. We are the monk from India. They didn't know. They only believe the Muslim. They were being so much of a Muslim, but Maharaj, whole people, they were celebrating, big celebration, God consciousness, something. The Maharaj was somehow they land there, something happened, and then Maharaj and their whole group, they said, we are Muslim, Muslim monk from India, and we do this, and in whole that community, Maharaj, and then started preaching Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In Muslim, we do in that way. You all think, what, this is the God name, this is the Allah's name. Means, and then Maharaj introduced that whole process in there also. It's amazing, Prabhu. This I wanted to share, and also one thing, Maharaj, one pastime is very, very, I really like that pastime also, because Maharaj, one devotee shared that, and then she was, they were very poor. And then Maharaj knew that person, when Maharaj used to send one devotee to preach in the remote area, and that one person only, they were little interested, and then Maharaj request to that person put the program in their house. Or Maharaj wanted to go himself and meet that person, because that is in very remote area in Bengal. Means there is no car, anything. Maharaj have to walk. from very distance, and then they got informed. They never know the Maharaj, but they knew that the Maharaj is coming to visit us. And then they were waiting for Maharaj. They don't know what to cook also, and they didn't have food also. They had only one coconut, and they had coconut tree. Actually, they were waiting. Maharaj got his van, but from that, the van also could not go. Maharaj put on one place, and then he was walking. I don't know how many hours, but he reached 11 o'clock. And then at night, and then Maharaj was not eating anything because hard place, and they were also not cooking anything. And then and what to offer to Maharaj, they didn't know. And then he must be very hungry. That Mataji was telling he must be very hungry, but we didn't know. We didn't have anything to offer. And then my husband and her husband got from the coconut tree, and they got coconut, and then they gave to Maharaj. Just they broke the coconut and they gave me. So they took so much of risks, and they have for preaching for one person, and then it's not only this Maharaj, two Maharaj, but whole whoever preached, they took so much of risk, so many Maharajas have so many pastimes. Prabhu, you told me to share that I could share, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing the nectar. We come to Sadhu Sangha and we can see the love. We can see the love and the big heart of Maharaj. And when he was giving, Mataji is talking about His Holiness Indrajimna Maharaj. When he was giving the initiation, he brought his deities. He worshipped like the deities from like 1800, 1700, such a rare collection he had. So I took that picture, I will share it. So yes, the traveling monk is really inspiring, and festivals he does in Europe. The big festival, what's that name? Just like Sadhu Sangha, he does it in Europe, like where 10,000 people come and dance. So yeah, Prabhupada's devotees are very special. So thank you for sharing. And some of the devotees in this movement lost their lives to spread the holy name. Probably you heard the devotee who went in front of the police, and I think it happened in Africa or somewhere. This devotee stood in front, and when the police they shot the devotee, she don't want the devotees get affected, so she sacrificed her life to spread this holy name. So yeah, it's unbelievable. One day, by your blessings, the devotional service, devotional mood should be improved each and every day. What we can do to Srila Prabhupada and what we can do to Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for your class. It's very instructive. Thank you.
Any others want to share anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much once again for the beautiful class and your realization, Prabhuji. And Anjana Gopika Mataji, thank you so much for sharing that. It was so nice to hear, Mataji. Is there anybody having any more questions or comments for Prabhuji? Okay, if there are no more questions or comments, let us offer our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas who are assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa
Sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavesya Namacharya Shri Hari Satya
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. All glories to all assembled Vaishnavas and all glories to devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Goodbye.
Okay. Hari Bol.